Ho, 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 Merry Saintmas, everybody, and happy Victory Monday for a third week in a row. Tune in today on a very merry and festive Christmas episode. Hit that intro, gang. If I can actually hit it. Here we go. Hit that intro. Welcome to the Who Dat Weekly, featuring the Dirty Dale's finest, Christopher J. Spires. How's everybody doing today? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, whichever way you want to go. It's been a very Merry Christmas for sure for the New Orleans Saints as we won for a third week in a row against the New York Jets, or as I've seen from Jets fans call the team, the New York Jokes. Oh god, that was actually kind of funny. I stumbled across a really funny reaction video by Jets fans, and who'd have thought Jets fans still exist after, what has it been, 15 years since the Jets last won a Super Bowl? What's up, Jerry? How you doing? Not 15. Why did I say Super Bowl? I mean 15 years since their last playoff appearance. So, but you know what I mean. I'm sorry, Jets fans. I feel y'all's pain. I mean, that has to be agonizing. But hey, we're not talking about the Jets. We're talking about yours truly, the New Orleans Saints. And I felt festive today, so I got my little Who Dat hat on for the Santa occasion. That makes any sense. But man, it was such a good day. It was a good day to win for a third week in a row. The team clearly has turned it around in the best way possible, and significant things happened during Sunday's game, and I'm about to point that out in just a moment. But we're just going to talk about some of the highlights and things that happened during the game. Well, that's actually the same thing, but you know what I mean. But we're going to be mainly talking about highlights, and we're going to be talking about what's next for some of the Saints veteran players who possibly may have had their last home game as a New Orleans Saints player. And we're going to be talking briefly about the future for the New Orleans Saints. And while I haven't done exact research on the up-and-coming draft players coming up, that'll be, like I said, I'm not going to worry about this right this minute, but we're taking it week by week and just enjoying each victory. And, it's just been nice to finally start winning games again after going through 2 whole months where you might, average win of 1 game. Like, it's been a rough year for a Saints fan. So this month of December and in the last bit of November has been some of the best Saints football we've seen in months. And we're not going to just stop talking about it. We're going to emphasize how significant this is. Like, the team clearly has found a spark. Sure, they still got holes, and this past Sunday's game wasn't perfect by any means necessary, but it showed that this team was willing to show who was the better team that compared to another team that was clearly struggling for pretty much the majority of the season, just like we were. But the difference between us and them, we found a way to start winning games. We started clicking at the right time, even despite how late it is now in the season. But now we have a chance to win out and possibly win our last 2 games against the Titans and the Falcons. I think we could beat them both. I'm almost certain we can beat them both because, the Falcons ain't got nothing to play for. Neither do the Titans. And both of them might be road games, but the Saints have been sneaky good on the road for as long as I've been alive, so they could just get the job done. And the Titans, they ain't got nothing good going on for them, and the Falcons, they got nothing to play for other than pride and maybe a sweep against us, which I'm hoping not. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, we're gonna enjoy this past Sunday's win, and it's good. And it was a beauty. So we're gonna start in the very beginning, like the first drive of the Saints. We had the ball back ball first in the first half, and we methodically drove that ball so well. And even though it resulted in only 3 points, it was a good start nonetheless. Wait, did we get 3 points out of that drive? I'm pretty certain we did. I forgot, but I mean, you know what I'm talking about. So, and for the most part of the first half, it was kind of going back and forth between field goals and actually now I remember. I misremembered things. It was a fumble on the first drive, so that wasn't as methodical, but thankfully the Saints defense held them to 3 points. And that's actually gonna be the star of today's show, is the Saints defense altogether. Defense rose to the occasion and absolutely dog stomped and caused so much pressure against a really pathetic Jets offense, who had a little success in the first half. I'll give them that much, but the second half was a different story, and I'm about to get to that in just a minute. So fast forward through everything, the Jets, they gave us a little fight in the beginning. They got 2 field goals, and that was really their only points for the rest of the game. And the Saints offense was just clearly more superior, despite losing Devon Vele, Devin Neal, and most recently Foster Moreau, although he wasn't really much of a factor, and of course not having Alvin Kamara as well. So it's been a interesting ride, so to speak, for this game. But the one thing I was looking for in this game is how can Tyler Shough'd adapt after having one of his best games of the season last week. Well, he just took that to a whole new level. He became the first rookie quarterback, Saints rookie quarterback, to break 300 yards, and he passed by Archie Manning's original win total as a starting rookie quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. He won 4 games, and I think Archie Manning won 3 or something like that. And that's pretty big. And all in all, Tyler Shough'd, despite missing a couple throws here and there, I mean, he's gonna miss throws. Like, who doesn't miss throws? But all in all, he had a very good game, and I expected that to happen because, I mean, it's the Jets. I mean, you expect us to absolutely dog wipe the Jets, but you just never know with the New Orleans Saints. I guess you could say we've been battered and bruised all season long. We just this might be one of them games where after we have a really good game last week, we might take a step back this week. But no, that was not the case. That was not the case at all. The offense was brilliant. Probably one of the better offensive games this entire season. Actually, probably is the best offensive game for the New Orleans Saints all season long. Tyler Shough'd and company, no matter who they had on the field, they made it work, and they worked it out so perfectly. And the big thing I noticed from this game is how comfortable Tyler Shough'd is getting to his star playmakers and Chris Olave and Juwan Johnson. Those two in particular, he's got some good chemistry going on. And it sucks that Devon Vele wasn't in his action because he was also getting good chemistry with them too. But Chris Olave stood out the most in yesterday's game, and let me tell you, he had a good day. He had I think it was 10 catches for 154 yards. Is that correct? 148 yards, excuse me. 10 receptions, 148 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Man, he had one hell of a day. And he continues to be Tyler Shough'd's favorite guy to go to, or at least one of Tyler Shough'd's favorite guys to go to. Juwan Johnson was next in line. Let me see his stats real quick. 1 second, guys. Let's see. Juwan Johnson had 8 receptions for 89 yards. So, there was clear chemistry going on between the two of them. And let me tell you, it was working so nicely. And even Mason Tipton got involved there for a moment. Mason Tipton, he was a backup receiver for the Saints. He had 4 receptions for 29 yards. I know that's not a whole lot, but he had some action going on out there. So it's it didn't matter who Tyler was throwing to in that game. What mattered most is how he was able to spread the ball around so well. Now, could they have capitalized better on their red zone opportunities? Yeah, perhaps. We're still kind of fixed. That's still a work in progress. But the point of the matter is we basically took the game away from the Jets, and all due part and thanks to the Saints defense. We're going to talk about that in just a sec. Actually, right now. So the Saints defense, they had a game, probably their second best game of the season. It's like they had 7 sacks total, I believe. Let me check the stats real quick for you guys. But I believe they had 7 sacks, 2 turnovers. Is this correct? Yes, this is correct. Yeah, they had one hell of a game. They just made life absolutely miserable for the New York Jets, and it was a thing of beauty. And you couldn't ask for a good send-off game for some of the veteran players like Cam Jordan, Demario Davis, at least those two in particular on the defense, and of course Taysom Hill himself, which we'll talk about. We'll elaborate more on that in just a moment, but we're gonna just go over the highlights of the game. Like, I think it was Cameron Jordan. Yes, Cameron Jordan. Let me go ahead and pull up one significant milestone of his. Cameron Jordan had, as you can see, 130 sacks in his complete career. Like, that is significant for someone of his age and his caliber. He is clearly going to go to the Hall of Fame. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it's going to happen nonetheless. He's going to get that gold jacket. He's going to get that nominee for a Hall of Fame bid. It's going to happen because I don't think I've seen any defensive end of his caliber get to that certain milestone. And I love it, man. I'm so happy for him. Like, and in fact, his whole family was there. He had like an army. He has a huge family, by the way. His whole family took up half the stadium. I guess you could say that. But yeah, like he had a career day. He had 2 sacks, and just to top off his legendary career as a New Orleans Saints defensive end. Man, like, I'm so happy for him, and it's just gonna suck when I assume he's gonna retire after this season. And if he comes back for another year, that would be kind of exciting too. I'm just saying. But it wasn't just him. Pretty much everybody on defense was on par with the rest of with Cam Jordan and the rest of the defense. They just made life living hell. Jordan Reed made 9 tackles in the game. Let's see who else. Nathan Shepard got a strip sack and a fumble. Let's see who else is. Who else did we got some sacks here? Let me take a look here real quick, guys. Let's see. Oh yeah, Chris Rumph got into it. Let's see. I know there was another guy. Who was the other guy? Oh, yeah. Isaiah Stallberg got into the action. I think Brian Brzee got one, too, if I'm correct. I can't remember. Oh, Jonah Williams was another one. Like, man, the Saints defense was eating that day. They were just straight up eating that Jets offense. And let me tell you, they had a day. So they were the reason why this game was nowhere close to being a close matchup. And that's a good thing to see. Like, the Saints defense has continued to impress me week in, week out, despite how this season has gone. Now, I think if we continue to make some tweaks in their defense, like, there's still some plays where they're allowing too many wide open receivers get open. There's some runs where there might be 10+ runs. They still somewhat struggle on third down, but in this case, it wasn't that much of a difference because they allowed the Jets 2 out of 15 third down conversions, which is pretty dang good. Better than last week, if I'm correct. But still, it was all in all a very good day, and really the defense was the key to us winning this game. Because the Saints offense, they mainly had field goals for the whole game. No matter how well the offense flowed under Tyler Shuck, they only can muster up like 4 or 5 field goals the entire game. Which, by the way, Charlie Smith Jr., you are definitely our kicker for the future, by the way. And, man, if you had made that 61-yard field goal attempt, I would have, I'll be like, give him the crown. He is the king of New Orleans. But no, sadly it went wide left. And I mean, he's bound to make a 61-yard. I think he's got the leg. He's just got to get the accuracy down on that part. But we're not going to worry about that. He was 4 out of 5 for his kicks on Sunday. So I think we'll let him slide on the one missed 61-yarder. So I'm sure he'll have another chance one day later down the road, but we're not going to worry about that right now. So, yeah. So, all in all, fantastic day for the New Orleans Saints. Offense was clicking. Defense was definitely on fire. They made life miserable for the New York Jets. And let me tell you, I saw a good number of New York Jets in this game. I just wonder, how can y'all handle that year in, year out, especially seeing you guys get crushed by another team that is quote-unquote bad now. So, but it is what it is. Sorry, Jets fans. We need this one more. So, but yeah. So I loved every second of this game. But now that the game is all wrapped up, all said and done, I was listening to some of the veteran players talk about what their future has in hold for themselves, and I'm gonna play one if I can. Let me just see if I can actually pull it up real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. But this one was by Taysom Hill, and let me tell you, it kind of hit home for me for a minute, and it was kind of sad because you could tell this was hitting him hard, and oh, hold up, guys. I gotta figure this out 1 second. All right, we're gonna, let's see. Why is this? Hold up. Where? Oh, fudge. Wait, hang on. Okay, I got it. Okay. Is that it? Was that it? Nope. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. But yeah, Taysom Hill was basically emotional for this pass. Okay, we got it. Boom. All right. So I'm going to play this, and I'm going to give my thoughts in a minute. So let's go ahead and play and see what he had to say.
My wife asked me that this morning. Excuse me. And I didn't really feel any type of way this morning, but as I was driving to the stadium today, you start to think about the last 9 years and what it's meant to me and my family and the city and stuff. So I think for me personally, you just try to take it all in, we had a great experience here tonight, and I don't know what the future holds for me, but it was a special day for me and my.
Yeah, I think that just speaks for itself. I hope you guys could hear it on y'all's end. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think that response by Taysom Hill kind of just tells you this might be his last year for certain, because he's 35 years old. He could play till 36 if he wanted to, but based off of that sound of his voice and him nearly choking up there, which, by the way, when I watched it, I almost choked up myself. But this just kind of tells me that he might be out the door soon after this season wraps up. And it's going to suck, because Taysom Hill definitely was one of my favorite players when he first came to the team. It's crazy how he first came to the picture. He's been with the team for 9 years now, and man, can you believe 9 years? It's crazy. Time flies. 9 years, and he's been one of the most mobile, exciting NFL players I've ever seen, and there's a reason why we call him the Swiss Army knife for a reason. And it's emotional for certain, because I hate seeing players retire. I hate seeing them call it a career, because I wish they could play for us forever and be as dumb as they were. But Father Time has other ideas, sadly. But we had to really respect and give him all the praise in the world, give him all the flowers in the world, because he has been one hell of a player for the New Orleans Saints. He will definitely be up there with Cam Jordan in the Hall of Fame one day for certain, because there's never ever gonna be another Taysom Hill. I know there's been teams trying to copy that, like Atlanta, for example. Those buffoons, they've been trying to use Felipe Franks, I think that's his name, as their own version of the Swiss Army knife. Has that worked out for them? No, because like I just said, there's only one Taysom Hill that can do what anyone has done, or really nobody can do what Taysom Hill has done. I should have said that better, but still, it's a bittersweet moment because you realize like this is his last game, and especially his last game being home for the New Orleans Saints as a New Orleans Saints player. And we just have to remember all the great highlights and everything, what he's done for this team, and how he almost helped us win a Super Bowl back in 2018 after the whole no call incident happened. But it is what it is at this point. But sadly, like I hate how things have gone the last 4 or 5 years now, but things happen for a reason, man. At least we knew that he was reliable, despite the injuries, despite all that has happened to him. I just tip my cap. I can't tip it, but you know what I'm trying to do. Like I love you. I respect you a lot, Taysom Hill. If you ever come across this video, Who Dat Nation loves you, and we're gonna absolutely miss you if this is your last game for us. So, but to kind of like just tie this all up, what do I think happens to Taysom Hill and Cam Jordan? And I guess if we want to include Demario Davis, let's go ahead and include him. What do I think will happen next for these guys? Well, here's my perspective on things. I think Cam Jordan could do another year based off his response, and let me tell you, his response in yesterday's post conference was quite entertaining as usual. I'm gonna miss that guy to hell, but at the same time, it just depends on what the Saints think. Is he like worth investing another year in? Is he worth? Is Taysom Hill worth investing another year in, just in case we go take it to the next level the next season? But the thing is that I'm looking at is, will they be absolutely necessary, given that a lot of the youngsters on this team have really stepped up in their roles, and that has contributed to the current success of the New Orleans Saints? That's my thing. It makes me wonder what comes next for these guys, and I think the next step for them is really simply retirement. Now, Demario Davis might last another year because he seems like he's never slowed down yet. But, you know, I mean, age is going to eventually catch up to them. But at the same time, I think we're in a really good spot to where these guys can, like, just hang up the cleats, enjoy retirement, spend time with their families, and just go from there. Now, we're going to miss the hell out of them, but I'm just thinking of the movie Cars 3, where Lightning McQueen was in his like final races, and some of his buddies were basically being retired because these younger racers were kicking up a gear. They're way faster than them, way more athletic than them. Well, if you want to call it athletic, I mean it's a bunch of cars racing each other. But you know what I mean. Like Lightning McQueen kind of saw the writing on the wall, and he decided, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and turn off my engine and just coach this new person. I forgot the name of that person, but you know what I mean. If any of y'all have seen Cars 3, then I think you guys know what I'm talking about. So yeah, the writing I think is on the wall as we speak for some of these veteran players. They're starting to see that the young guys really are kicking up a notch. They're seeing that, especially on the defensive side of the ball, Jonas Sanker, Quincy Riley, Danny Stutzman, those guys that we drafted this past draft, they really are making huge impacts for this team on defense. And on the offensive side of the ball, you got Tyler Shuck. You already know my thoughts on Tyler Shuck. I don't need to repeat myself. But Tyler Shuck has been so impressive. Let's see, who else is on? Devin Neal before he got injured. He's been really impressive so far. Like, some of these younger guys on offense. Don't forget to Kelvin Banks Jr. He's been very nice on the O-line. And Fuega, he's been very nice. Sure, they had their ups and downs, but they're rookies, so what do you expect? Well, Fuega's not a rookie, but you know what I mean. They're still young guys nonetheless. So it's like you see all these young guys making impact plays and allowing the team to win more frequently than normal. Really shows that this team is getting younger, and it might be time for these guys to just call it a career. And it's going to be sad. It's going to suck because they're basically the last remnants of the Super Bowl not Super Bowl, but the last remnants of the Sean Payton era. And it's going to be bittersweet because we're going to really realize that we are now in the Kellen Moore era. This is going to be his team. We're going to see all these new guys come in and replace all these veteran players that have held their positions for X amount of years. And it's going to be bittersweet. It's going to be sad, but it's also going to excite us because we know we're going to get some really talented players in the next draft. I don't know who they're going to be. I'll have to do my research to see about that. But all in all, it's gonna be very nice to like see who steps up next. And the future is very bright for this team. And I think leaving right now, especially if we win out, is the best send-off for some of these veteran players. And that's just my 2 cents on everything. I don't know what you guys think, but I truly think this is like the best case scenario for a team that has absolutely struggled all season long. And it kind of stinks that we're just now starting to win games, and Cam Jordan actually mentioned that yesterday. He's like, it sucks that we're now finally putting it together, and the season's already about to wrap up. So that's kind of the disappointing aspect of it all. But, I mean, it is what it is at this point. So, anyway, but, yeah. So those are just my thoughts. What do you guys think? What do you think is going to happen to these veteran players? And what happens next? Like, do they play another year? Do they hang up the cleats and call it a career? Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And yeah. So, and I guess the next question is, what is your favorite holiday tradition? I'm going to briefly talk about my favorite holiday tradition. I know I didn't mention that earlier, but surprise, it's festive time. So, but my favorite holiday tradition is going to my grandparents' house. We have all of the Prosecco in the world because my crazy Italian family will always be there, and they bring all the wine from Italy and everything, and And, of course, we have to get into the world's most greatest Louisiana snowball fight. Now, what does that mean? It obviously means we don't have actual snowballs because it doesn't snow here ever except for this past January. But we just wrap up all the torn up paper wrappings, and then we just start going to town against each other. We just go all out war with gift wrappers and make them snowballs. Henceforth, the Louisiana snowball fight. So, and then of course we'll go on a little Christmas walk, and we'll enjoy a little Christmas walk. Now this year might kind of stink because it's supposed to be hot as hell coming up, which really sucks. I hate a hot Christmas. I don't know about y'all, but I hate a hot Christmas. But I mean, it is what it is. We can't control the weather, sadly. But that's my Christmas tradition, and it's some of my favorite things to do, and I look forward to it every year. So let me know y'all's favorite Christmas tradition. What do you guys do for Christmas? Do you guys? I'm sure y'all got your own thing going on. So, but with that being said, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and of course, remember, it's a great day to be a Saints fan because it's a glorious day to not be a Falcons fan. Till then, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I'll talk to you guys later. Who dat, baby?
KK, you are the savior. We yelling black and gold of the Super Bowl.